What we've been teaching over the last 6 days is the community-based ecological mangrove restoration. It's a basic set of principles that are based on the ecology of mangroves. And every area is site-specific, every region, but those principles remain the same. So we are hoping that those basic principles that we've been teaching will be able to help the participants decide if they're going to plant, that they will be planting the right species, the right location, at the right time, with seed from the local area, not brought from far away. So this should help them increase the survival rate. I think one of the great benefits of this workshop is there's been a lot of exchange amongst the participants. They come from different backgrounds, government, NGOs, and the local communities. So a lot of experience is brought together here, and we probably feel that they have learned maybe more from each other than from our training, but we hope the training is a step that they will all be thinking about.
C'était vraiment une formation genre échange, c'était beaucoup plus l'aspect échange, parce que nous autres avons une certaine expérience dans la plantation et les autres étaient venus avec une technologie qui consiste à mener une régénération naturelle assistée, community-based mangrove ecosystem restoration. Donc c'est vraiment la somme de ces deux expériences-là qui ont permis d'aboutir un peu à ce qu'on a vu aujourd'hui. Donc sur le terrain, les échanges ont été vraiment houleux, un débat d'idées intense, et chacun est ressorti ragaillardi. Mais comme je l'ai dit, nous allons essayer de voir ce qui a été amené comme nouvelle technologie, se basant sur l'hydrologie et la topographie, pour essayer un peu de rehausser notre façon de faire dans la mangrove.
Basically, the principle is look at nature. What is nature telling us? Observe nature. There's so much we can learn. We don't have to get so technical about salinity, pH, water gradients, hydrology. But if we use nature as the model, then we can simplify a lot of the principles by duplicating nature. So basically what we've been saying is the principles, the community-based ecological principles, the 6 basic principles, if they follow those, but we're also trying to really convince that the plantation, spacing and straight rows, that's not natural. Mangroves don't grow in straight rows. It's like growing corn or rice the way a lot of the planting has come about. And that's from traditional forestry schools. The foresters have learned upland tree planting. They've learned production forests. They've learned about nurseries, how to space. But what they've overlooked is the ecology of the system. So if you notice these straight rows, we have higher survival nearer the mangroves. But because they're thinking of this straight row mentality, they're focusing on the rows and keeping and maybe the area that they're expected to plant. You're bound for failure if you set too high objectives for area that you want to restore. What we're really saying is pick smaller areas, plant fewer mangroves, plant them closer to the mangroves, and we will have higher success rate. So a lot of the effort that is being used for planting maybe should be going into reducing the demand for the mangrove, reducing the cutting, looking at the improved cook stoves, the smoking of fish, all the demands on the resource. And if we put more emphasis on reducing the demand, do some planting, but less planting is probably needed, and more on the protection, because once we've cut the mangrove, it's very, very difficult to reestablish it in the high saline conditions that we have here. So protecting one mangrove is probably like planting 1,000 tropicals in terms of the effort. So if we can prevent cutting, have their management system, local protection of the resource, we'll be much, much farther ahead in terms of efficiency in using resources, not only financial resources, but people's time. And we always are saying we have to convince the donors. The donors are often want numbers, areas planted. How many seedlings did you plant? And not so maybe concerned about what is the survival rates and what is the success overall, or how the people's motivation has changed.
Nalin fagandiku, jaba muitel.